Right, Kiwanayobi, it's Nichi. Today is August 25th, 2024, here in Pacifica, California, 12 miles south of San Francisco, 56 to 68, that's 13 to 20 degrees Celsius. Oh boy. Real quick update. So I did it as in, whew, these are like yesterday, right? I brought this tub out from the garage, and I think I had like 7 or 8 in here, and these are the fragile tubs. So for me, these are the F2s that I got from the Red Cliff parents that I got from Japan last August 2023, and I have them indoors. I've been keeping them indoors just because you need the heat to have their fins grow. These are wide fins, and they're just so delicate. They're almost like tropical fish like. But again, for me, Medaka is like the ultimate outdoor fish that could withstand the winter underneath the ice and all that stuff. But nowadays, all these new Medakas, they've been just so babied, and in order for them to grow in the way they are supposed to with all the fins, they require high temps. Not these boys and girls. These are just my Yozakuras, and these are going to go into my forever home, Yozakura, and then there's some Miyukis in there. But these are over a year old now. I just temporarily have them in here. These boys and girls can live through anything here in Pacifica. So, going back, so what I did was I brought this tub out from the garage. 6/26 is when I collected the eggs, so plus 10 days they hatch, so they're, I don't know, probably 5-6 weeks old at this point. They made it through. They're really sensitive to temperature fluctuations. So if it's really hot during the day, it doesn't mean it's all good, because if it gets really cold or mild at nighttime or in the early AM, they just can't handle the water parameter temperature fluctuations, right? From cold to high. That really puts a toll on them. Aside from all the pH and all that, I don't worry about the pH. It's more about the water fluctuation, right? So what I have over here, which is different from yesterday, I guess, was it yesterday? Let me just take a real quick sip. By the way, this beer is brought to you by Medaka Head Fire Harp-san. Domo arigato. Oh boy. And I did this, so I'll be giving away the Gex thing. I just posted it yesterday. I just have a few left over for this season, and I figure I should just give it away. And the criteria is you have to be a member. To become a member, you just hit the join button next to the subscribe button on YouTube. You can't do it via your mobile device. I don't know. YouTube just doesn't allow you to do that for some reason. So it's either you get on a computer and go on YouTube, or you basically open up your browser on your smartphone and then type in www.youtube.com and then look for my channel and then hit the join button. And it's a few dollars. It starts with how much? $1 a month or something like that. And it's just a beer fund in a way. So, once you join, then when I do, I'll do a random drawing. I'll do it on YouTube next month, end of September maybe, and then whoever I pick, I'll just send you the Medaka Head, the certified official Medaka Head, a Gex food here in the U.S. I tried shipping to Germany, and Germany has like pretty strict restrictions about sending food. So I'm just going to keep it simple and keep it within the U.S. So over here, long story short, So I set up these 27s. Let me just walk around. And again, I'm trying my best to keep my camera straight. That was one of the things that I was reminded to do. So I had these sitting over there, right, yesterday. I cut the overflow, and then I filled these up with water. 27 gallons, so there's probably like 24 gallons in here at this point, I think. Around that much. So these are the two tubs, the NV box 13 liter that they sell in Japan at a hardware store. 13 gallons, three gallons maybe. And these were the other two left. So that black one over there was the one that was all the way on the left-hand side in the garage. And these are the other two. So I brought them out here today. It's kind of like, we'll see how it goes. But I don't enjoy keeping medakas indoors, to be honest. They were meant to be enjoyed outdoors. And I think at this size, they're still skittish kind of because they're not used to real sun. You know, believe it or not, man. Medakas are cold. They are the fish of the sun for a reason. That's when the coloration comes up, and that's when they actually grow the most. So they're not really coming up to the top for me, but I have about like probably, I don't know, maybe 12 to 17 or 20 per. These are, by the way, the metal riffs, the crosses that I got from my original bread cliffs from Japan, and the midnight furrow llamas. And, indoors, the way I separated them was by size. For medakas, when they're really small, the bigger ones will bully the smaller ones. Some grow faster and quicker than others. If you don't separate them, the larger ones are going to end up killing them. They're going to peck on them, and they're going to end up eating them. So that's what these two are. But I figure on a larger container like this, tub 27, it'll be okay. So in this 27, I'm going to have maybe less than 30 total swimming in here, and we'll see how they do. Again, I brought these boys and girls out about 2 hours ago, and I'm slowly acclimating them to the new environment, and then most important, the temperature. So what I've been doing is basically every so often I'll just scoop up water, and I just put this new fresh water over here. The water in the tank that they're floating in, this tub, is the same as over here. I filled them up yesterday, this morning, completely dechlorinated. And today, I am not going to introduce these babies into this tub. I'm going to leave them overnight. Two reasons. One reason being, I just filled this water up this morning. It's not really aged, except for dechlorinator. Number two, I just want to kind of check tomorrow morning to see if, I'll do a quick count to see if they are surviving, right? Because tonight it's going to get cold again. In the morning, it's going to be chilly. Again, you don't have to do this with traditional medakas, meaning you don't have to worry so much. They could live outdoors, they're like, their DNA is just, they're all good. But with these newer lineages, all they know is indoors, and all they know is like heat. All they know is being pampered, right? So I figure, for me, why keep these lineages if I can't keep them in Pacifica in its natural state? So hopefully after generations, maybe 4 or 5 generations, I could keep the ones that survived and the ones that have the strong DNA. Again, the most important thing is, hold on, this is about to overflow, where should I put this? I'm just going to throw this out. The most important thing is not the beauty. The most important thing is that you create and keep lineages that are going to live in your environment, right? If they look pretty, but if they're really delicate, who cares? You're not going to pass on that gene that'll survive, right? In the long run. So number one, you want to make sure that they are super rigid and they're able to live where you live, basically, in your environment, right? And all that stuff. So I can't say that enough. It's so easy to just kind of gravitate to the one that looks the best, but the most important thing is you want the strong DNA to pass on the genes. And from there, we end up choosing the ones that basically looks beautiful to your eye and all that. So, all right, so today, pretty much, I'll probably do this whole same process a few times and let it sit outdoors. And then tomorrow, I'll probably flip this over and really introduce them into their new environment. And we'll see how they survive. Let me just sit down real quick, man. It is kind of hot over here. Oh boy. All right, let me just all right, so the whole member thing, what do you get? You really don't get anything except for you're providing the brewskis for me while I do this short recording, hopefully on a weekly basis. So this one goes out to Fox Sake-san. Let me take a real quick sip. Lindsay's Tank-san. Nino Franklin-san. Oh boy. Rocky's Garage-san. NH-san. Jen Nolta-san. I'm out of beer. Let me just... And a new member of the Medaka Head family chapter, whatever it's called, Christian Aquino-san. Domo arigato. And again, Fire Harp-san. Domo arigato for this beer. All right. We're just talking about like buckets, how useful buckets are. I use them everywhere. This is a Daiso, what was it? 2.5 gallon. I keep there's about 7 Miyukis in here. These were my breeders this year. And it's basically just letting them lay the eggs, and then I would pull them out on once a week, and I'll put them in a new bucket. And from the bucket, like this was from last week, the fry will emerge, right? Because there's a bunch of eggs in here at this point, and I just let them grow. So that is for me, that is the simplest method. And again, I could do this because the Miyuki's like, man, this lineage is so strong. They'll live through pretty much everything. As you can see over here too, they're just in this tiny container, right? I don't even know how many gallons, maybe 2 gallons max. And I have 4, maybe like 14 adults in here. These are just the boys and girls that didn't make the cut, so they're going to end up in my forever home. But one thing, not one thing, but there is one more thing that I wanted to document to see how these babies will survive. By the way, hopefully, I'm paying attention to how I hold on to the camera, so hopefully it's not as jittery as usual. Um, if there is a jitter, I blame it to the beer. So over here, what do I have over here? Um, I showed the members probably like a month ago. These are two. Can you see? It's hard to see. Yeah. These are some of the silver color from indoors, basically the metal riffs, right? So when I crossed the Red Cliff and then the Midnight Friolame, some turned out kind of silver looking, with a lot of taigaiko, and obviously the fin is it's pretty nice, right? I don't know if you could see, right? Wide fin. These two babies, they are, how old are they? They are the F1s, but I pull them out because, as you can see, their backs are bent. So I needed to make sure that they did not reproduce with the eggs that I was collecting. And I put them in this tiny container, basically. And how small is this? I don't know. It's a few cups. But what I would do is, again, left indoors, room temperature, I would do pretty much a 90% water change 3 times a week, right? So that's how I have kept them, and they're growing and they're doing awesome. They're super healthy. So now, what I'm trying to test here is, so now it's easier to bring out a smaller juvenile to a different environment, like from indoors to outdoors, and have them adapt. But it is a lot more tricky when you have something like this that's pretty much full grown from an environment that they're so used to a completely different environment, right? Outdoors. So what I typically do, life is life, and life is awesome, and regardless of how they look like or whatever, like I try to take care of every single one of them. I will have them and I will experiment, basically. So again, you could keep medakas in this tiny container as long as you make sure the water is clean. And that, these two babies have proved that. Now I'm bringing them outdoors. And this is going to teach me if a larger size, pretty much adult medaka, can adapt to new environmental condition. And see, so that's what these two babies are. So I'm going to leave them. I just brought these out. They are going to sit over here overnight, and after observing them, I'm going to put them in one of the buckets, like a bucket like this, basically, and see how they do. Again, they're awesome. It's just the bent back, Again, number one, body conformation. If you have any deformities, make sure you do not use them as adult pairs or, collect any eggs. Because once you get the bent back DNA, it could be bent back from the side or from the top. In this case, from the top, you could definitely see that their back's bent, crooked, right? You don't want to use them. It's super hard to get rid of that once that DNA gets released. onto future little babies and all that. So be careful. Yeah. So that's what I've been playing with today. Just spending time with these little babies. Yeah. All right. I think you had enough of me. I gotta go grab another beer. It's a beautiful Sunday. Again, thank you for the beers, all you members, and Fire Harp-san, domo arigato for the beer every single time. So we'll do it again next time. And again, I will do an update on these babies over here. Again, they're being skittish. They're there. They're just kind of like on the bottom. We'll see how they do. All right. We'll do it again next time. All right. Outs. At MedakaMetal Instagram. Yeah. If you have any questions, hit me up. All right. Outs.